everyone, this is Samina Sheikh here on Zoom channel, and with me today I have Alan and Dave. Join me as I welcome both of them on Zoom. Lovely to have both of you, and I could hear you playing some good guitar and already entertaining us. You could continue doing that.
Sure.
And I would like to hear closer from you in a way.
Oh,
Let's begin with that.
So you want to start? Okay.
Yes, yes.
A boy and there was a girl. He stayed at home, she changed the world. They lived so close, she traveled far. Whenever she left, he never could start getting closer. Afraid to hold her, could not console her, and couldn't get closure. I wanna get closer, I just wanna hold you. I wanna get closure, you know that I love you. I wanna get close, I wanna get closer to your heart. I wanna be your perfect lover, start our lives over.
Woo! Such a lovely song, and I was just hearing it also when I was coming over here for the interview, and I was like completely on a very good ride, I must say that. And I love music, so I have to know about you both associating together. And Dave, you play a very important role in his life. So tell me, how was this discovery of Alan in your life?
Well, we have a mutual friend. His ex-girlfriend is a friend of mine, and she would always tell me about Alan and how he was a songwriter and comic book publisher and whatnot. And we met, and we got to be good friends, and he helped me write a song about my daughter, and that's how when I started, I'm like, this guy's really cool, like, because I'm a melody guy. I come up with guitar songs and guitar solos, but lyrics are hard for me. It's hard to express myself. I can express it with music, and he just did it like I do on the guitar. You know what I mean? So that's a balance. That's a good balance, a good team to have the melody guy and the word guy. And that's how we started. And here we are now, dreaming about coming out here, and here we're making, the dream happen. So.
And Dave and I, we write from our hearts. So when he asked me to help him write a song for his daughter, I said that's something that you do for love. So it was great to be able to write with Dave, and I love Dave. He's like I said, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for his encouragement. And Dave thought I was a good songwriter, but I always hid in the studio and just recorded stuff. You got to get out there and sing. So because of Dave, I'm out here today and I'm singing in Delhi, and we're going to be singing at a stadium pretty soon, so in front of thousands of people. So that's a pretty big change from what I was doing a year ago.
But I have to also ask you this, you never took, singing as such a, as an evident profession for yourself.
No.
It was just last year when you started off your career in singing, and at the age of 16, age doesn't matter, to be honest, because you just took this profession and the song became famous, So tell me about that journey altogether.
I've always written music, always wrote music, and and what happened was I would sing, but it was not a serious thing. I went to graduate school. I became a physical therapist. I'm licensed in California and Hawaii. I started my own business doing that, and I raised a family. That's what my focus was. And later on, of course, as I became more independent of my parents, you just eventually say, I think I'm going to do what I want to do. But I didn't really know what I wanted to do as far as music was concerned. Dave helped guide me to the point where we are now performing. And so all the music was there, all the songs were there, but it was getting out there and actually having an audience. That was the next step.
There was a phase in your life, Alan, when you you had undergone cancer and you had undergone a phase like that, it's a very dark phase. How did you overcome that obstacle? And if you could share some insight on that for people to get a bit encouraged, because a lot of people are battling cancer of late, and it's become quite common everywhere in the world.
Yeah, now younger people are getting cancer too, and I was a young person when I got cancer, and so it's hard to know when someone comes up to you and they said, we did this operation, we took this tumor out of you, but we got the biopsy back and it doesn't look so good and you might die in a year. And of course the doctors didn't say that, but my brother did the research on the internet, goes, hey, guess what, you might be dead in a year. And I'm like, well, thanks a lot, but let me see if I can beat this thing. And that was years ago. So I never lost hope. I always kind of listened to my doctors and I followed through with everything. But the things that I did change in my life were that I decided that maybe I should live for myself a little bit more. I was always helping other people, and that maybe I needed to help myself. So I did start writing, getting back into music back then, but I started to work with other musicians who did it for a living. That's all they did. And they taught me through the process of producing music with them and recording. And I found that I was feeling happier because I was creating again. Before I was just working all the time. And I had my own business, so you have to work when you have your own business. But I realized I need to feel alive. I need to have a reason to live. And I think for people who are battling cancer, you have to have a reason to fight. Because if you don't have a reason to fight, people just give up. And you're the first person out of all the interviews to ask me about my cancer, because it's a personal thing. But I think it's not so personal. Everybody knows someone who has cancer, who has died of cancer, who has suffered from it, and some people have even, a lot of people even have it. And then, you look for guidance from people who survived. What did you do? And I think cancer is an autoimmune disease. So your body's destroying itself, or you're committing this slow suicide. Your body's killing yourself. There's something to be said about that. I think I needed to find a reason to live. So, did I cure my cancer by myself? No, I had the help of the surgeon. They had to take it out of me. But after that, I was on my own. And I didn't go through chemotherapy like other people did. I just decided I would go into a study to make sure that I would come out, I would just benefit humanity. So I didn't take chemo. It turned out I was the person who was a control study. So here I am. I'm still here.
Dave, talking about your band Flipside, in India, everyone is in awe of the band, and we do listen to the music and all. And you have also the band has associated with Gajendra Verma, who sung Isme Tera Ghata. If you would prefer associating more with Indian music or say, Bollywood songs, and which one has been your personal favorite?
The song we did with GV, I guess, is the good one. I love that song. I think it's an incredible song because it blends the Latin influence. That's the main thing I brought to Flipside, was my Latin energy, right? And so I kind of helped put that together with my friend Rachel Peter, and it's like a marriage of Latin and Indian styles, And I'm very proud of that song. That's probably my favorite thing I've done in a long time, because it's it's a natural song. We didn't take that long. We wrote it. I played my guitar everything's really fast, It was a very good marriage, but I would say that's one of my favorite things I've done in a long time. Besides the stuff I'm doing now with Alan, but for as far as like collaboration, one of my favorite collaborations. We've done collaborations with like Akon, the Pussycat Dolls, and we've done with a lot of big names, and not a lot of it came out, but that came out and it's fresh and it's new, and I love that song,
Talking about Alan, what do you like the most about Alan as a singer?
Well, I like what I love about Alan is which inspires me, his hard work ethic, because he works like you need to work on, every day rehearsing, play. Like I force it, and he never complains. He'll say, I'm a little tired. I've did a lot of work today, but we still get through the set. So I kind of push him, and he just always gets through it, And that's one of the hardest things for any musician to do, especially when you work as hard as he does and in his, his profession, and to come and listen to me and actually, you know what I mean, put up with me, because I'm crazy. When it comes to music.
Crazy.
When I play music, it's like, it's such a part of me that, I took a time off from it, because, being in the music industry, the highs and the lows and the craziness of it, I had to get away from it, because it consumes me. I'm obsessed with it. So I appreciate somebody that wants to work as hard as I do, because I put a lot of my time and love into it. It's like my leg,
Even to you, Alan, and we have seen that in the songs you have sung, you depict heartbreaks, pain, and emotions. This time with Closer, what kind of emotion have you tried depicting?
Unrequited love, because I did write this for not one of my wives. I say that in plural, but I did not write that for a wife. I wrote that for someone who I had a crush on since 7th grade. And of course I presented it to her, and she didn't reject it. She just didn't understand why I wrote it.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I kind of wrote this for you. And she goes, oh, that's nice. And that was the end of that. But we're still friends.
Oh,
but she just didn't get that it was a love song. Hey, maybe we should try to go beyond the friend zone. But she wouldn't have any of that. She liked our friendship too much.
So you're still friend zone.
Yeah, I was stuck in the friend zone. But that said, I just threw her a text the other day, and I said, hey, I'm in India and I'm going to be singing this song. And she goes, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's a new song. Stuck in the friend zone.
Yeah, stuck in the friend zone.
So there's this lyrics of Remember, which I really liked it, and I have just written it down, which is, you crawled into my head and I can't get you out. As the years go by, the feelings never fade. I made a prison of those memories. If you could explain the depth of this one.
Well, I wrote this song years after the breakup, but I was listening to the soundtrack that one of Edmund Clare, that's one of Dave's associates, had written, and I started singing this song, and it just all came out of me. But I think this is the first time I had a relationship end, and of course, we had social media.
Yeah.
And when you have social media, that is the worst thing that happens in a breakup, because you could actually track the person and see them over and over having fun when you're not. And I think that's the thing, which you create all these memories, and then you have all these other things going on, and you can't get the person out, and that's really bad for mental health. So there you go. So that was part of the thing, is I created this problem, and I can't move on with I have to live, but I can't move on with my life.
And as we talk about social media to both of you, currently what is happening, that a lot of music has been presented on social media, and so many times there are songs which are made by random people who are just singing, which also makes the essence of original songs being lost. What are your thoughts on that?
What are my thoughts on social media? And I don't really do a lot of it, so I'm not really sure. My wife likes TikTok. And and I guess it's not, don't have it here. But the last time I was really involved with social media was MySpace.
Yeah.
Right? So and I feel like I was so good at MySpace.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, oh yeah, MySpace is no more. So I'm like, well, I did all this time and energy for MySpace, so now all these new platforms are coming. I'm like, I don't have time to learn, but I see a lot of independent artists that have a song, and it people start dancing, and the trends and everything. I'm okay for any way success songs get out there, and I try not to complain too much on what's going on, because I don't understand it. I really don't. So, but if somebody as far as like, there's always gonna be people complaining about the music of any generation, whether it's like Elvis, he worships the devil, the Beatles have long hair. There's always gonna be negative and positives in every moment in time. So I try to focus on the positive stuff. So all the bad stuff, I mean, when we came to India, people were doing LimeWire and stealing your music, right?
Yeah.
So there's always been something negative that's happening that no one likes. That's just life, So I try to focus on the positive and the good stuff, because I could spend all day talking about how bad social media is, but I like to be able to see my friends in India and be able to communicate with people. That's the most beautiful thing, but nothing is perfect,
Yeah.
Alan, to you, if you had to create a song which resonates with India and its culture, what would it be?
Oh, it's just the beauty of it all. You know, we were actually just on the beach, and these little kids were coming around. They were just so beautiful and fun, and I just like, wow, this is happy times, right? And so for me, I was talking to Dave, and I said, man, what a beautiful culture. Look at all these amazing people. Look how nobody hits each other with their cars or runs over pedestrians. I was like, there's this cooperation that goes on that and collaboration that this a social collaboration of safety and respect that does not happen in my country.
And to both of you, what is that one memory you take away from India during a trip? You have been here for the second time.
This is my fourth.
Fourth, okay.
Wow.
Wow.
There's so many memories. I just feel, you know what I love about India is how warm people are. You know, everyone's so nice, right? And the love we got with Flip, when I first came here in Flipside, I had so much love. So many people were so happy to see me, right? And they sung our songs, and then we came back and played the Orange Festival in Dambuk, and everybody, like, it's been years since, you know, a lot of the people were young then, and now they're older, and those songs mean so much to people, and hearing the people sing the song back, and just the love for the music. That's why I brought Alan here, because I'm like, I feel like, man, you got to experience this. It's different here than anywhere in the world. You know, you go to other countries, you come and go, people like you, but here they love you. You know, they love music. It's a different feeling. Latin people are like that too. We're like, I'm from Chile, and we're crazy about guitars, singing, and so you know, the mixture of Latin and Indian music are very similar, and it's kind of, you know, we're the same pretty much, right? So I wanted to bring them to show them, you know, the power of the support you guys have and the love of music. So, you know, there's too many memories to pick one, you know.
What about you, Alan?
It's just the people. I said I don't. You know, that's the thing about
Yeah,
social
as you
media.
said, like, yeah.
So disconnecting, and I said I got to come here and sing in front of some people, or meet them and touch them and hug them and just be there and watch their faces and the response. You know, I think the pandemic did not help the lack of connection that people feel with themselves and, you know, others. And I just, you know, and the fact that there's so many people in India makes me happy, because Dave and I are extroverts. We love people.
Yeah.
And so the more people there are, I think the happier we are.
Okay. And quickly, I'm going to play a very small segment where I'm going to use the term closer, and you have to answer accordingly. The questions are not going to be related to that, but it will have the term closer. So the very first question is, if you could be a closer in any profession other than music, what would it be, or, you know, which career would you choose?
I'm already doing comic books and physical therapy. Let's see, what else could I do? I also used to do construction, so I got to figure out something that how about I get designing buildings or women's clothing.
Oh wow, nice. What about you, Dave?
A professional table tennis player. I'm really good at ping pong. I don't know if you
Chinese
guys
people
know.
are good at ping pong.
No, but I'm better, bro. You have no idea.
All right, we got to play.
Okay, who would you choose to be a closer in a dance-off competition?
Both of us?
Yeah.
Me, of course.
Yeah.
I'm a great dancer.
What about you? Are you a great dancer?
I'm not very good. I'm never going to dance on stage.
Okay. If you were a character in a movie, what would be your signature closer line before the credits roll?
What would be the signature line? Oh no, please don't shoot me. I don't know.
I'll be back.
No, that's Terminator. I'm on my way. That's a good one. I'm on my way.
For you? I'll be back. All right, I'm on my way.
Yeah, I'll just keep coming back. So
I'll just keep coming back. There you go.
What would be your closer move in a game of charades to guarantee victory? Game of charades. You know, play that game, yeah.
No.
No?
what is that?
Just
game?
ping pong.
Or say in a game of football. Yes,
What would
soccer.
be my final
Yeah.
closer? It's called a chilenita. When you kick the ball and you kick it
Backwards?
behind your back,
Oh,
like Pele
it's like
used
Pele,
to do.
yeah.
Chilenita. It's called a chilenita.
Yeah.
I'm from Chile, and that's named it after some player. So a chilenita would be the backward kick in soccer.
For you?
I'm stumped.
Sports. You were good
Any
at
kind of,
sports.
I know, I did a lot, okay, I just did a lot of individual sports. I did pole vaulting,
Okay.
so I don't know if that counts as anything.
So you vaulted.
Yeah.
Vaulted. I vaulted.
If you had to choose a closer song to represent your life, what would it be and why?
Oh my God.
In My Life by the Beatles.
Okay.
Because it's a beautiful song about the past, right? Right, that song. It's just such a beautiful song about, you know, thinking about all the people that have come in your life, the people that we've lost, you know, come and gone, you know.
Yep.
I think it's one of the greatest songs ever written, and every time I listen to that song, I get emotional and I get all just, you know. So I would say In My Life by the Beatles.
What about you?
Happy by Farrell.
Okay. What do you both follow to keep your loved ones closer?
I just you know, I'm a married man and I have a daughter, and I just tell them I love them every day. Every minute I can tell them how beautiful they are to me, and how, you know, how lucky I am to have them, is what, you know, because you never want to, you just always want to, because you never know, we're only here for a minute, a short period of time. So you want to tell the people you love around you, show them by letting them know that how much they mean to you. So, you know, there's not a day that goes by that don't tell my daughter or my wife how beautiful they are, you know.
What about you?
Yeah, I think I need to do a better job at doing that, but I do tell my fiance I love her.
Oh,
As much as I can.
And lastly, do you believe in keeping your enemy closer?
Yeah, I was supposed to keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. I don't want my enemies to be close. I want them to be like, maybe they'll be on social media. They could just go ahead and hate me all they want from a distance. But ultimately, it just means that you better know who your enemies are. That's all. To know who they are.
You know, I feel like, you know, I've tried that, keeping your enemies closer, and it seems like they drain you because you're always worried about them.
Yeah.
So my thing is, as I've gotten older, I've been easier to cut people off and keep them away at a distance. Like, hey, wave at them, hey, you know, or just be able to go like this. So I think, you know, I don't know about that saying so much, because there's a lot of people that, you know, you can't please everybody in the world. You can't be friends with everybody.
Yeah.
You could try, but it's just going to make you unhappy. You got to do what makes you happy. And makes me happy is to get away from toxic people.
That's awesome, actually. It's a very good thought, I must say that. But before I let both of you go, what are your upcoming projects you both are working on?
I'm working on a record by my friend Jason Becker. Been working on that a lot. Me and Piper and Rachel from Flipside, we've been working on a lot of music right now. And then obviously me and Alan are always working on stuff. It's just, it's part of like, it's like breathing and drinking water. You just have to be, when you're creative and you're crazy, you got to keep being creative and crazy, you know. So it makes me happy. When I didn't do music for a long time, and it made me very unhappy. And so being, you know, and I used to do these pressing all the time. I haven't done them in a while, and it's part of the process of getting your music, you know, giving birth to your music. So just continuing more of that, the more songs, because, you know, when you leave music, it's forever. Once it's done and you put it out in the universe, it's forever. You know, that song, Flipside Someday, that song means so much to people, and we did it in a garage. And here, you know, so it's like, that's something you leave behind. While we're gone from this earth, we still have the music. And I love that about music. Like, I just played you a John Lennon song.
Yeah.
He's still around when you put him on, you know?
What about you, Alan?
Well, I'm a comic book publisher too, so I have like 7 different books in different stages of finishing. And then, of course, you know, I'm still running my business. So I have 17 employees and juggling. Take care of my 91-year-old mom. And then those are ongoing projects. But then I did write some new songs, and I think Dave's helped to produce and complete them. And so we're definitely, you know, going to take once we get back, we'll probably take a week break, and then we'll probably go back into writing some stuff together. And we're going to have a new music video that's going to be easy to do, because we have all this footage from India, and then so yeah, there's always, I have lots and lots of things that I want do
So
in
the
my
next
life.
music may have India featured in it.
And
in a
it's
way.
going to have India featured in it. And
Yeah.
you know, and interestingly enough, if we do, and I think we will be fairly successful, it'll be interesting to document the journey from just being a studio musician and me and Dave hiding out in the studio and practicing to all of a sudden playing in a stadium and getting some recognition. So and we don't do music because we want to be famous or rich. We do music because it's our lifestyle, and I think that's
I want to be famous and rich.
well.
No, it's-
Actually, we would rather, if we do get money from, we'll just put it right back into music. That's what's going to happen. I don't have any expectations about that. But I'm just very touched and very happy that people are saying, hey, your music's pretty good. And I'm like, wow, that's great, because we kind of hid.
Yeah.
You know, didn't want to show everybody what was going on, because it's not that we'll be getting judged for it, but it was just kind of this thing where I was, you know, that wasn't my thing. I mean, I was doing that was for me. The music was so to make myself feel better. It was very personal, and then all of a sudden, well, you should share it with other people. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll see what happens, and it's been great.
And I have to ask both of you, I don't have to ask you, but I have to make you sing a Bollywood song. Which one has been your favorite, which you have heard
We
of
just
lately?
sang it. Well,
You have done that, and
We
I would
just-
not lose on this one. This is the last thing. Which one you have? Oh, you already have the
We
lyrics
have one.
now. Which one is this?
I can't even remember how to sing it now. Someone help.
Jadoo
Jadoo.
Teri Nazar,
It's just like
खुशबू तेरा बदन, तू हाँ कर या ना कर, तू है मेरी किरण.
I did a better job before. I just forgot now. I'm just laughing because how could? But you were able to sing it before. Sorry.
So it's a Shah Rukh Khan song, and I'm sure you must have heard about his name because King Khan is famous all out there. Any of his songs have you heard before?
You know, I've heard a lot of music, but I can't remember the names of the songs.
Yeah.
Because I listen to music and I listen to the melodies. And the melodies is what really drives me. But as far as, I can't even remember our own songs, names, lyrics. Names, yeah, but lyrics, so. But there's so many beautiful, I just love the scales, the vocal scales, the way it's like you guys' voices are so strong. And it's like, it's a very, I don't know, difficult to do, you know, for in music that we do. So I love the melodies and I love the powerful voices, you know.
Well, thank you so much for a lovely time.
Hi, my name is Alan Ling, and this is,
Dave Lopez.
and you're watching us exclusively on Zoom.